All right, y'all. Welcome to the show. Y'all, what are you doing?
I don't know.
We got a banger for you today. Y'all, we just got more woke nonsense to talk about today. So many topics. We're going to be talking about some woke mothers and some just
some other stuff going on.
some other stuff. But y'all, make sure if you're not subbed to the channel, subscribe right now. Hit that notification bell. Bing. And if you want to support the channel anyway, all the avenues through which you can do that is in the description below. Now, y'all, before we start talking, we got a video to show y'all. Yeah, just listen.
Audio.
It's audio. We're not showing you a video, but listen to this audio recording, guys. This mother, I'm scared for her children, and I'm scared that this is what's happening. This is what's happening. This is like a normal thing that's happening. But y'all, here we go. Listen up. Listen.
Have.
Well, I mean, that's something that we don't usually discuss unless it's necessary with maybe a medical professional or, a caregiver.
Right.
Hazel decided that they were non-binary when they were about 4. They had been exploring gender before that, trying on different pronouns, experimenting with different names. But they picked they, them pronouns and chose the name Hazel when they were 4
Ari,
years old.
with the greatest of respect, I have a 7-year-old daughter, right? When she was 4 years old, her main decision of the day was whether to watch Peppa Pig or Frozen. She had not a clue what about gender identity or non-binary or any of this stuff. And I put it to you that this wasn't Hazel's idea, was it? This was your idea. You decided that Hazel had gender issues that she needed to address, and you persuaded your daughter that she was no longer to be a girl, didn't she?
Her face, man. I wish you guys could have seen that.
Hold up.
It's
Okay.
wild.
Y'all, what? Okay, let's just break that down. The dude at the end, praise God for people like him.
It's Piers Morgan, by the way.
Pierce Morgan, I didn't know who he was, but thank you for calling her out, guys. No 4-year-old child they're not gonna have the brain capacity to understand what that means.
I know. They don't focus on that stuff at that age.
It's your job to nurture your child and train them up in the way they should go. You tell them based on your genitalia, that tells you whether you are a girl or a guy. But this mother, and later on in the video, she talks about how she's in like a 3-person relationship with
what?
She's in a 3-person relationship, and all of them are pansexual. So she's raising her child, and she said they're like, before they can choose their gender, they're anti-gender, and they tell them that, and they want them to choose or whatever. And y'all,
It's just so unnecessarily confusing.
it's just you're confusing your child. Let them be, they can't be children. You're having them deal with these super complicated things that are actually just
Wrong.
I mean, it's wrong. It's nonsense. It's wrong. It's crazy. No, she said that her child at 4 years old, 4 years old, without any persuasion whatsoever, just after trying on some different pronouns, he, her, he, him, she, her, all that stuff. Like, what?
No.
Trying on what does that even? How a 4-year-old they're gonna be like he, him? No, that's not right.
No.
She, her, I don't know. They, them, that's
the one.
No.
That's the one. Like Piers Morgan said, his kids were just deciphering between Peppa Pig and some other show at 4 years old. No 4-year-old is thinking anything other than I'm a boy or a girl, actually what they are. And Matt Walsh said this the other day. He's like, when a boy says, oh, I want to be a girl, they're really saying, I want to do something that a girl's doing, play with this toy, or I like the color pink. Not actually that they think they're a girl. But you as an adult, your brain being fully formed, can't decipher that for a child. There's something wrong. You shouldn't have kids.
You shouldn't.
That's actually terrible.
I'm so sorry for the poor children that are birthed, or not birthed. I don't know if they were. I don't understand the relationship. They're all pansexual. They're all say they, them. I don't know if there's actually girls or guys and how they had children, but poor kid.
For real. The kid doesn't deserve that.
Yes, they're not allowed to be a kid because they have to deal with this nonsense. And I just I was just so baffled at the fact that this is reality. And I really just hope and pray that this is not widespread.
I mean,
as much as it already had, raising children
I mean, statistics show that a child being in a two-parent home, male and female, it's the best way for them statistically. Are there anomalies where random people that are raised in different types of childhoods are successful? Yes, that's possible. But what's best for their mental health, what's best for their growth and success in a society is to have a mother and a father. Kind of like how God said it.
Right, exactly. The nuclear family is proven to be the number one statistic to success. The number one, having a mother and a father in the household to represent. But this family was like, you know what?
We're just going to mess our child up.
We're going to change some things up. We're not going to have man and woman. We're going to have they. And we're going to have three of us. Let's be confuse our children. Y'all, this is so shocking. And
it's wrong.
It's just purely wrong. And I literally...
it's saddening.
It is.
It's like a little girl. Little girl is at 4 years old being brainwashed into thinking that they are a they or them.
The fact that she thinks that her daughter came to that conclusion herself is what's like so messed up. Because there's no way. There's literally no way. She just living her life, being a child, decided, I'm gonna be a they them now.
Well, you know that's not what happened because Piers Morgan said, like, in the most respectful way possible.
You 100%.
You know that it was you that did it. He said that to her.
Yeah, and I mean, she continues on to say stuff later like. I disagree with what you're saying. She said what she said was, which like I think was horrible. She said, if you have a child that is training up to be a concert pianist or whatever, typically that goes back to like their parent did that, so therefore they saw that and they wanted to be that or whatever. She's like, it's probably the same with us. Like she saw our lifestyle and she chose to be whatever. Which, I mean. You, in a sense, yes, because your kid is gonna want to emulate what you are and what you teach them, but
they're not coming to the conclusion that they are they them when they're 4 years old. They don't even know what that means.
Nope.
All they know, especially if they're in school, like, it's boy girl. It's like that's all they are aware of, unless you are indoctrinating them to thinking something different, which you clearly did.
You 100% did, y'all. I just get frustrated thinking about that. But y'all, let's get into this next thing, which I think is a little bit funnier and just insane, y'all. There was a man who was, I've never heard of this place, but there was a man preaching the gospel at this neighborhood, this area, and I guess it was called the Gayborhood.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Never heard of that.
Apparently it's a thing.
Apparently it's a thing. I've never heard of it, don't know where it is, don't want to know where it is because that's just insane. But he was preaching, and this woke woman comes up to him and is just like, I've been hearing your stuff for weeks now. I can't stand it. I want to sleep. You're bothering me. You're this, that, and the other. And he's just like, well, ma'am, I'm just respond. I'm just trying to preach. I want people to hear. And she's like, this is the Gayborhood, and you're not welcome. Just like all snotty and stuck up like this. And he's just like, well, ma'am. And in the middle of him trying to say something, she just starts screaming. At the top of her lungs.
And then there was like some of the edit that the person made.
The edit was funny.
It's like, like some music played while she's screaming. It's on like some African chant. It was funny.
It was funny, but what's not funny is that this grown woman, like, obviously she's an adult. Like, you can tell.
Blue hair warrior right there.
Blue hair warrior. This grown woman trying to have a conversation. Yes, she was frustrated. She was frustrated that this man was doing something that she didn't want. But her response to him doing something that she didn't want and him trying to explain it was just screaming, no, I'm done, you leave. Like, are we 5? Like, what in the world? That's such a childish response. You are grown. And what happened to this like whole like we're loving and accepting of everyone group? Like this LGBTQ
no, we're loving and accepting of our own kind. And if you don't support or agree with us, we don't love you. I remember it's funny because they literally called themselves a tolerant left. They literally called themselves this for the longest time. And then when it came to the conclusion, when we came to the conclusion, and everybody else in the world did that wasn't the case, I started seeing all these comments. We never said we were tolerant. What? Yes, you did.
Nope.
That was your whole thing, inclusive and both. We'll talk about how exclusive that comment was that she made towards that guy when she said, "You're not welcome here."
Yeah. And so someone just said that sounds like segregation, a gay-only neighborhood. Yeah, no, it does. Like people. This is so crazy. Like
it is interesting.
Throughout history, we fought against segregation, about unity and bringing everyone together, and now all these different groups of people
trying to be segregated again.
LGBTQ, the black community, everything. They're like, we're gonna have our own thing, and y'all do your own thing, and you're not welcome over here. What is that?
Which is weird, because like you're at the same time you're just trying to make everyone accept you, but also we're gonna be in our own little area, you know, and you can't be a part of it. It's like contradicting.
It is very
like,
contradicting.
The ideas, like that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. But y'all, I'm just
Flabbergasted.
I'm flabbergasted at this woman. And also another thing, I said this in my video, and I think it's just a funny thing to bring up, but like, whenever someone becomes like LGBTQ, why, like, what, like, can someone explain to me why they start dressing a certain way and like acting a certain way, and they have to like change their hair, and they gotta like
that is always I always wondered like why, like if it's simply that you're just attracted to the same sex, why does everything about you change when you decide to come out about that? Like, I'm finally being me, really, because you were more regular before. Like, and like, I mean, you seemed more like a person, because your attraction should not change your personality. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. Your whole, like, if you're a guy and you start liking dudes, why is it that your whole voice has to like, go up 2 octaves?
And why do you become
like,
more
like, why you gotta move your body like that?
Why did it become more like the opposite sex?
Right.
Like, so, like, huh? Like, because it's like you end up dating like the same like, I mean, you're not because you're dating the same sex, but like a dude or a girl becomes gay or whatever, and she becomes more masculine, and then like it doesn't make sense.
It literally it doesn't. Make
You don't like men,
but
you want to be a man,
right?
And
no, it's literally what it is. I'm gonna get a boy haircut. I'm gonna wear boy clothes, and I'm like, it just never made sense to me. Like that whole thing. Why you gotta switch up everything? Short hair now. You can't have, like, if you're a girl, you can't have long hair anymore. Because you like women.
Straight people are just themselves. Like,
it's almost like they're just trying to. I'm not trying to get
we're not trying to get.
I'm not trying to get into stuff that I shouldn't. But man, y'all, I literally am just so shocked and baffled at this stuff.
Yeah, and like you can do whatever you want. We'll just say that you can do whatever you want. You're entitled to do whatever you want. God gave you that free will, but you don't get to yell at people because
that's
preaching
what
the
gets
gospel.
me.
You can literally.
That's
That's the thing. And that's the thing. That's why I need to like make that clear, because we're not oppressing you. You can do and live however you want. That is your choice. You don't get to try and force anyone to follow and believe it, and you don't get to yell at people because they don't agree.
Right.
So that's all I'm gonna say about that part.
No, you're 100% right. It's the fact that they try to make us accept the way they live. Like, we should be able, as an LGBTQ person, whatever, you have the right to believe what you want, to have your communities of people that are accepting of whatever. And it should be the same for me as a Christian who disagrees with everything you stand for. There's no difference. You come, like, it bothers me so much because it doesn't make sense. Why is it that y'all are the people that saying we're trying to shove something down your throat, trying to shove the Bible, shove Christianity, trying to make you whatever, but at the same time, you're like, if you don't accept LGBTQ and you don't accept me as that, then you're the problem, you're evil, you're this, that, and the other, and you just try to cancel us for disagreeing.
It's literally, it's just the answer, like the easy answer is it's the devil. it's you know the father of this world or whatever, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that's just that's the answer. But it's also just like when you're like a logical thinker, it's like that doesn't make sense. Like, you should be able to come to the conclusion that you're a hypocrite based off your like stance.
Right.
Like, you don't push that down my throat. Don't make me believe something like in your sky daddy or whatever they want to say, some insulting, trying to like degrade you. Okay, yeah, but like that's fine. I don't even do that to you. I just believe it's wrong. Biologically, it's wrong. Biblically, it's wrong. Many other reasons why it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
If everyone was that way, the world would go extinct because we can't reproduce. There's a lot of other reasons, but it's just
logical.
But it
reasons.
just doesn't make sense how one way to you is logically sound, and then the other way, which is the exact same thing, is just so evil and intolerant and exclusive. And like we can work together and I'll be cool with you.
Yeah.
Like, I want to agree with you and you have to be okay with that, but I'll be cool with you. I've cordial with many people that I disagree with, and it's fine. Like we were just talking about in my other video with Russell Brand and Candace Owens. They disagree on things, but they could get along because we agree that we're allowed to have that right to believe differently and be okay with that.
Yeah.
But no.
100%. Yeah, no, 100%. 100%.
It's wild. Wild.
Insane.
Insane. Indeed.
But
Indubitably.
y'all, thank you for joining the live. If you're in here and you haven't hit that like button, smash that like button.
Smash
Right
it! See, if these were actually on, you would have heard a really loud noise, but it's not. So
Y'all,
it's like an inside joke at this point.
I just want to hop in here and talk about these two things. It's insane to me. I think everyone, it's gonna be okay. I know things are getting crazy. If you are saved, trust me, at the end of the day, everything's gonna be okay. But y'all, pray for these people, because they're just thought process. There really is no thought process. They move. Not everyone, but most of them move purely based on emotion and how they feel. So pray for them that they start to think logically and think, oh, maybe if everyone's pansexual, we can't survive as a race, maybe, you know? Yeah, thank you for joining the live. We're going to peace out. And make sure, if you haven't subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. And if you want to support us, you can support us down in the channel below. Titus's Instagram, my Instagram, all our different stuff is on there. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Love you. Bye.